I'm trying to stay positive, but I find that really easy. Well, it's not easy to stay positive, but it's easy to be perceived as feeling positive. I'm quite good at that. I'm good at masking and pretending and putting on a brave face. But I'm really struggling at the minute. Oh, I'm so anxious, it's unbelievable. I know why. I've just increased my meds with the doctors. We've just upped it a dose, and it's a typical side effect for up to 14 days for your anxiety to go through the roof. And it is. And I can't do anything. I'm really struggling to get anything done. I do this stupid thing as well where I bite my lips, but not my lips, just like whatever the thinnest amount of skin is, I just nibble on them. And that's how I know I'm anxious. I can't think straight at all about anything. I've got a big list of jobs to do for Mergs, and that's the company that I own and run. You know, I work for myself, self-employed, which doesn't make things easier. That's a anxiety-stimulating career choice, I know. I've got twin girls, and I'm struggling. So yeah, it's easy to pretend to be positive, but it's not easy to be honest and be like, yeah, this is hard. So anyway, we're going to pick the girls up. Let's keep going. The worst thing is, it's not even a case of, just try a bit harder, or write down the list of jobs you've got to do, or even go for a walk and just have some time off. No, it's just like a fog in my brain that really holds me back. And I mean, that's what anxiety is, but if you've not felt it, it's hard to relate to it. I've never used to have this. I never identified as someone with anxiety. Not until the last couple of years, really. And even then, I've not really wanted to admit it, even to myself. So, but it turns out, after 2 or 3 years of struggling, you just can't tough it out. I've tried. I can't do it. I can't beat it on my own. So, but yeah, I'm currently taking fluoxetine, or Prozac, I think it's commonly called. I'm taking 60 milligrams, which is the max dose. And it's been the best thing I've taken. It's really, really helpful. It really just takes the edge off, helps the OCD, helps me not obsess and just be a bit calmer. I think the depression's fading. That's nice. But anxiety is currently at like a 9 out of 10. It's high. But like I keep telling myself, what can you do? I've just got to keep going. You know, I can't, being upset about it's not going to make me better. Sometimes it's mainly the mornings, right? So I think that's related to when I take it. I take it in the morning. It's one of those you can't take on an evening because it stimulates you too much. So I do take it at the right time, take the right dose, take it with food or without, it doesn't matter. And it's driving me mad. The thing is as well, I'm in this weird place where I want to be right. You know, I understand the mindset of not feeling great and sort of leaning into it and just being, ugh. But no, not me. I want to be right. I want to be better. I want to do my job. I love my job. I love working. So I just can't do it. And it's upsetting me. It's holding me back. It's bothering me. And that's like the second part of this. On one hand, I am anxious and like, ugh. And then on the other side of it, I'm stressed that I'm not doing anything. I've got a massive list of things to do. I'm just paralysed. Can't do it. But all we can do is keep going, right? So, yeah, let's just keep going and we'll get there. Well, we've got the gnomes that are in mixed spirits. Piper handles the lack of sleep much better than Fliss, but they don't nap on a Friday at nursery. So, going home, pancake, nap, and that's it. But I was just thinking, especially after the last bit, how does anxiety manifest in me? What does it even mean? Because before I felt like this, I had no idea what it meant. And there's a couple of symptoms. One of them is, not only do I have like no motivation to do anything, I have like a minus number for motivation. So if you're like a 6 out of 10 and going to work, I'm like a -1. I actively don't want to, but I know deep down the core of me does. So it's like a conflict. I get a tightness in my chest. I feel like my heart has just got less room to pump. It's really weird. It's like there's a box round it holding it in, and it creates a tightness in the chest. Really bizarre. I bite my lips. I feel nervous when there's nothing on the horizon, just nervous to exist, nervous to go for a walk, like nervous to just do things. I feel low energy, and I used to consider this stress. Turns out this is anxiety, so you know, you learn these things over time. But yeah, that's kind of how it manifests in me, really. That's the main, it's the nervousness and the active avoidance of useful or important tasks. So yeah, it makes life really hard. It makes working for yourself really hard. The only person that kicks my ass to get anything done is me. And when I don't want to work, there's no one else to fill in. There's no one else to pull the load. Things just don't get done. It's really hard as well, because not only do I have to work, there's these two, which I actually find easier to do than my job. My job, I can say no and come back to it later. These two, no, they need what they need. So that's one thing we don't miss. But yeah, then there's other things like sorting the house. You know, clothes needs washing and ironing and folding and putting away in the dishwasher, and there's all sorts of stuff that it's really easy not to do, but starts to cost you mentally later. Like having my messy office recently. You know, you leave it. Now it's a problem. So, yeah, well. And I could tell you I'm doing alright, because that's normally my general outlook, that, yeah, everything's fine. I don't know. Not everything's as easy as I thought. She'd just dropped. Of course, we've took all our socks and shoes off, and anyway, let's go home, put these gnomes to bed. It's funny as well, because I got asked recently, well, if your anxiety's so bad, how can you do this filming in public? You'll notice on my videos, I don't film in public. I film in public places, but when there's no one around. There's been dozens of times I've got the camera out and somebody's turned a corner, so I've put it away. You know, like, it happens. Yeah, I filmed a little bit in Sainsbury's the other day because I walked down an aisle that nobody was on and I couldn't see anyone. I thought, right, I just need a 5 to 10 second clip. That was it. And the camera went away, you know. It's, watching me do this is absolutely social media 101. You know, the perception of doing well, being confident. You're just walking around filming yourself. Yeah, but don't forget, when I'm filming myself, I'm just talking to a black box on the end of a stick. I'm talking to myself out loud. That's it. That's what filming yourself is. So, if anything, I find this to be the closest thing to therapy, because it just gets all my thoughts out. I think that's one of my OCD things. I need to just get thoughts out my head. And that's why I make so many notes and I write so much down. I've got lists on lists. I'm not far off needing lists to tell me what's on each list. So, yeah, how can I do this every day? I don't know. I just do. Part of it's the OCD as well, you know, getting out and doing the walking. And it feels nice to be out on a walk and be doing something productive, like sharing and potentially helping others that are in a similar position, that don't know that it gets better or it gets worse or what the reality of it's like. So, yeah, how do I do this? Well, there's a little bit more behind the scenes than you realise. You know, it takes quite a while to film stuff. And there's clips I film that I don't use. And I'm not perfect. I'm not some sort of master that just walks around and in 12 minutes, I come back with 12 minutes of footage and just click upload. No, there's bits that I make a mess of. There's bits that need redoing. There's bits where people walk out and make me jump. You know, there's bits where there's too many people. And I am halfway through a sentence and I whip this camera into my pocket. You know. So yeah, it's not a superpower. I'm not magic. I'm new to this too. I mean, it's the 24th today of May, so this will be the 23rd video because we started on the 2nd, which was the first video. Anyway, I've only made 23 of these ever, and I say this about everything. It'd be really unreasonable to do something new and expect to be good at it. That's not how anything works. You've just got to put the reps in, put the practice in, and be comfortable with it being a bit shit. That's kind of it. That's why I film these, and I'm like, every day I'm going to upload one. Because if today it's not my best video ever, it's just one of the reps, you know, for on the journey. So anyway, how do I do this with success anxiety? It's harder than it looks, I promise. But I've been enjoying it. I've had loads of lovely comments, and I feel like we've got a little community going now. It's nice. So thank you to everyone that tunes in and watches and gets something positive out of this. Or not, you know? And if you like these videos, leave a like. You know, it's really nice to see some positive feedback. So, yeah, and if you have any thoughts, leave a comment. And if you're enjoying this whole series and you want to see a bit more, then just subscribe. All of those things are free. There's no cost. And if it turns out after 6 months, you're like, do you know what? John Merg's well boring. Just unsubscribe. It's fine. I won't be offended. So, yeah. Right. I need to go do something. I do this. I need to go do something roughly productive. I don't. I need to eat and chill out. Anyway, have a lovely day, and I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. Adios.